Hello. You're there. Chapter 9. Chapter 10 is just a quiz for your young person to take, and it's a super easy quiz. So you're in the last chapter. You are at the TSQ3 Finding Positive Possibilities, Finding Positive Outcomes prompting sheets, which I'm briefly going to go over. So congrats to you. I'm honestly really happy for you. I know that we don't know each other. I have no clue who's watching this, but if any other human out there helps a young person through this workbook, I am truly happy. So I don't know what that means to you, but just me thinking about that gets me excited for you and your young person, because one step closer to having a happy hobble. So that's great. So with this, let's get down to business. With this, the first section of this at the top is P.S. When you cut out, make copies. When you cut out these two, make a lot of copies. Take one copy, stick it to the side. Because when your young person uses a bunch of these, you want to make more copies. You're going to want to have like a blank copy. At the beginning of this is basically the thought-stopping TSQ3 exercise from Chapter 7. You might find this familiar. Page 193. So you guys should have already went over this. This is the TSQ3 card where we talk about finding your stop word and saying it out loud, because that reminds you that, like somebody yelling fire in a movie theater, like no matter what you're doing, you're going to freeze and look up. Our mind reacts the same when I'm getting frustrated and I say stop. And it helps my mind like stop for a second to refocus, and then I ask myself the three questions. What am I feeling? What's triggering me? And what are my healthy options? Hopefully you've been practicing, your young person has been practicing this, you've been prompting them to practice this, because we want them to get really good at this portion. If they're not really good at this portion, put this on hold. Print out these, put them in a desk, put them on hold, keep them at the bottom of the coping skills toolbox, and practice this. Practice this, practice this, practice this, because we want it to get it almost to be habitual. We don't have to wait for it to get habitual, but we at least want to feel confident in doing it and feeling like they're doing really well and that they're stable in it. Because then from this, we're going to be building onto that. So this is the foundation. We want to have a strong foundation. So once we have a strong foundation, then up here at the top, that's the TSQ3 section. We're building onto that, and we have the positive possibility and the positive outcome and the finding empathy. So it says here event, and then what's the positive possibility, and then event, positive outcome. The events can be all the same events. It can be 3 separate events. It can be 1 and then 2, the last 2 are the same. Whatever. It doesn't matter to me, as long as I'm mentally going through the thought processes of asking myself these questions, or my adult helper asking me these questions, and finding these answers, because I'm retraining my mind to, instead of focusing on all the negatives, I'm focusing on the positives. When you first start using this, you got your good TSQ3 foundation, you first start using this, most of the time you're probably going to use this retroactively. So after the event has happened, you come back to this and you go through. You might use a TSQ3 portion during the event, but after the event you go through this, because this is a new skill, we're learning stuff, and that's going to be easier to learn if it's retroactively as opposed to in the moment. In the moment, we're working on de-escalating, coping, redirecting our thoughts and all that stuff. Retroactively, and then I go through what were some of the positive possibilities, what could have been some positive outcomes, what were some of the opportunities that we had during the event, what are some of the opportunities that we have now after the event, what did we learn something, did we grow from this, etc., etc., etc. What was the other person thinking, what kind of facial expressions were they showing, were they feeling sad, were they feeling mad, what do you think motivated them, etc., etc., etc. I've been doing this for a long time, so I can think of a lot of questions. But we don't want to bombard them with a lot of questions. So don't ask as many as I just did. I was just throwing out examples. All right, so once we do it retroactively and we're starting to sense that the young person is getting comfortable with it, maybe they're old enough for it, when I just ask them, like, how comfortable are you with this card? And they're like, oh, I'm cool. So then we start, when we notice them de-escalating or notice them in an event, we bring out and we prompt and we redirect and we remind and we guide them through this. Okay, let's stop. Let's do our TSQ3. Let's find the positive possibilities. Let's ask ourselves about opportunities. And you can start doing it during the event. And the plan is to build it to where it's habitual and they're so grounded in it that it becomes like it's automatic. Because perception is channeled. Perception is connected to mood, and mood is what is connected to behavior. So if I have a positive perception of something, I'm most likely going to feel positive, and positive feelings are most likely going to have a positive behavioral output, right? Now, I will say this. These are some of the hardest skills to learn. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. They're some of the hardest skills to learn and get down. But just like with anything else in life, the things that are typically the hardest to do usually have the highest payout and the most benefit. I mean, have you ever tried to get abs? I mean, that's like almost impossible. I'm joking, but like that's really, really difficult. But once you like bust your hump and you got to do dieting and like exercise and dieting and exercise and all that stuff, and then you finally maybe get it. Not me, but you know, so it's things that are typically very, very hard. Once you do get there, the payout is well worth it, and that's with this. So it's not impossible. Not to stretch it out. I've seen tons of kids do it, but I just wanted to throw that out there because if you're a young person struggling, don't get discouraged. It's okay if they struggle because it's a hard skill, especially if you've habitually been thinking and trained yourself for 10 years as a young person to think negatively. It's a hard thing to reverse. So there's that. Keep happy hobbling. I will see you with the next video. There's only one video left, and that's in the bonus section. So actually, this is technically the last video of the actual workbook. Cheers to us. I'll see you at the last video, the bonus section for the behavioral modification game, or the BMG coin game, as some of my clients call it. All right. I'll see you then. Bye.